Well, hello there, Virgo. It is so good to see you. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. We're so glad to have you. All right, so today we are going to be doing your October career and money tarot reading. This is actually good for the next 4 to 6 weeks, so it'll be good until about mid-November. And we'll take a look at the overall energies first with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. All right, let's get into this. Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Oh my goodness, Virgo, I think you've had this recently. And then view from above, get the big picture. Yeah. Okay, so, I put up your October and then your weekly tarot this weekend. Your weekly tarot was up. And I feel, reading your comments, you're kind of a little bit stuck. Like things were really taking off, like with these hot air balloons, like things were really taking off. There was this, sense of optimism. And now all of a sudden it's kind of like, and it's not just you, Virgo, I feel like it's a little bit in all of the readings. There's almost this sense of, like the hot air balloon, it's on the ground and then it kind of rises very quickly. But then it just kind of hovers, right? It doesn't, unless there's a lot of wind, it's kind of like it does not travel horizontally very fast. It can go up and down quickly, but it can't travel very quickly. And I feel as if, the wind right now, let's put it this way, is just a soft breeze. And reading your comments, many of you were kind of like, new supportive connections on the bottom. But in your comments, a lot of you were kind of like, yeah, it's, I feel like I've stalled out. What's happening, So let's see what we have here. The Badger Spirit is the number 4. Building strong foundations for the success that you are looking for in the future. So let's see what we have here. These cards are messy. True love on the bottom. Really being able to look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, at the end of every day and saying, yes, I stayed positive. I'm putting out my best effort every single day. That can be hard, especially when you're feeling stalled, right? It's kind of like, oh, well, if I'm kind of stalled out right now, doesn't matter if I go take an extra nap or, just take the day off or, whatever your situation is. It can sometimes feel like that. I feel like you're being asked to really, keep the faith, keep moving. Yeah, it's definitely about taking action. All right, so we have Page of Pentacles and then we have the Judgment card. I feel like you're getting some type of an offer, a new choice, some type of decision that you are going to have to make around your career and finances. There's somebody that's coming in, perhaps a new job offer. I'm getting a sense of moving. You may be thinking about moving. It could be an offer on your house, an offer you're putting out on another house. But it really is, it's a person. I'm getting a strong sense that this is a person. It's not just like something that you receive in the mail. I feel like there's somebody reaching out to you, offering you something, right? But this is kind of a big decision. There is a sense of competition with this. It's about you stepping into your truth. How do you truly feel about this option that's coming in, right? Is it in alignment with where it is that you want to go? What's your long distance plan? What's your long game, right? Where is it that you want that hot air balloon to take you? So it's almost a sense that you have to kind of stay focused on where it is that you want to go in the long term, right? And not make a decision in the short term that could affect that long-term goal. So let's take a look, because remember, you have view from above and it says get the big picture. Okay, the other message I'm getting is that when this offer comes in is to ask those questions about the long term. So, really interesting. So for some of you, you know, I know some companies right now are kind of like giving a sign-on bonus. So if you take a job with their company, they may give you, you know, let's say $5,000 up front. And then if you don't stay there for like a year or two, then you have to give part of that back, or perhaps all of it, you know, depending on the situation, right? But I feel as if, you know, there's something about looking at this situation. You could be a little bit focusing on, oh, I get $5,000 up front. Well, that would be really nice, right? And it would be. But then it's kind of like, okay, well, what's the big picture? How long do I have to stay there? Is this a job that I really want to put time and energy into? If I'm in this job for, say, a year or 2 years, and it's not really fulfilling my long-term goal, okay, I get $5,000, but what happens if I really hate this job and then I quit halfway through? I have to give the money back, right? And I'm not really any closer to my long-term goal. Interesting, because Capricorn had a little bit of a similar energy. That scenario did not come in, but it's a little bit of that short term. I feel like you're going to get an option. It's going to help you in the short term, but really checking and being truthful with yourself, right? Is this getting me where I want to go long term? Now, sometimes we do have to take a short term, you know, job or something just to help pay the bills until we can get to the next, you know, station, right? Or the next phase. But it's making sure, okay, is this helping me at all? Or am I just, you know, is there something flashy about it? I get the sense, is there a sense of flashiness? Like, oh, I get $5,000 up front. Yeah, sure, sign me up for that. So let's see what we have here. Okay, we have letting go, and then we have the Page of Cups. I feel like somebody's trying to sweet talk you into an option, okay? And we're going to take a closer look at if this is a good option or not for you. But one of the things is that they're sweet talking you into an option. Now, the scenario I'm getting is that you really want to go through this door in the long term. This is where you're heading, okay? You're trying to head. But this option is coming in. It's kind of like they're giving you, you know, that big sign-on bonus or something like that. So it's kind of like, okay, well, that means that I have to go through this door, spend some time in that room, and then come back out to go into this door. Something like that, right? And asking yourself, okay, so if I take this short-term gig or whatever it is, right? How much time am I going to lose? You know, how much time, energy, resources, right, am I going to lose on what my long-term goal is? So let's go ahead and clarify that, because, you know, sometimes we get into the situations, right? And, you know, the economy is, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things happening in the world right now, right? So we do have to balance, you know, what is happening around us with our own, you know, stability. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, making sure that you're staying balanced. So there has to be, you know, we have the Ten of Swords and the Page of Pentacles coming again. It could be that you've already taken this option, but now you're kind of understanding the burdens that this option is providing. So for some of you, you could have gotten this Page of Pentacles like a year ago or 6 months ago. You may have taken it, but now what you're understanding is I have to let go of this option. This option, whatever this is not bringing you any happiness or joy. It's almost a sense of having to cut your losses, you know, to balance things out, you know. I feel like there's almost this sense that you don't want, you know, you could have taken a job. Let's think Okay, you could have taken a job. You got the Page of Pentacles a while ago. You could have taken the job. You're realizing this is detracting me from where I really want to go. You could say, okay, I've got to love myself enough to walk away from this option, even if I have to give the $5,000 back or whatever it is, right? I've got to love myself. But then I feel like you have like your employer or something is kind of trying, still that sense of somebody's trying to sweet talk you into staying or taking an option. There's this sense of, I got to bring my life back into balance. I think whatever this is, this pentacle that's being offered is perhaps, something that you're really trying to ask yourself, is this really good for my path? Is it helping me to bring my life back into balance? Because you don't know what the path ahead is. You're trying to gain your confidence, right? So the way that you gain your confidence is to be fearless and bold, to say, is this on my path? Am I going to stay focused on what it is that I want in the long term? Getting the big picture, staying focused on that, right? Instead of kind of like, it's almost a sense of, well, do I just throw the towel in, or something on my big picture and then go do this? They're kind of giving me the scenario. Say you, say for some time ago, you started your own like spiritual business or some other side business. You still have your primary job, but you started your side business. And you could do the two of them because you knew your primary job, you had done it for a while, and the hours were okay. Sure, the pay may not have been great, but it gave you some flexibility to work on this side business that is really in alignment with your soul's purpose. Okay, so then I feel like there's this new opportunity coming in to replace your primary job, okay? And it pays more. It has that $5,000 signing bonus, right? But what you have to ask yourself is, does it still give you time to work on your side business? Or is this going to take a lot more of your time and energy, and then you won't have as much time and energy for your side business? Because Spirit's really asking you, okay, what is your why? What is your soul's purpose? Are you still going to have the time and energy to put into this? Even if it's a side business and it has to stay a side business, maybe for another 5 years or something, right? This is really important. This is on your path. This side business will eventually bring you, okay, the increase, and you're going to have the courage to still make that somehow a top priority, because there's this sense of, you've been playing it safe. It's time to take some action, but the action has to be driven on what it is, because, we have the action, be fearless and bold. You have to take the action. There's some action that you're being asked to take. And yet at the same, those are not the right cards. Not yet. We'll get to those in a minute. And yet at the same time, I feel like you're almost being, your focus is being taken off your long game. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, Yeah, the Fool, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. Okay, so to me, the Ace of Pentacles, this is something coming in from the universe. This is different. You see, it's the hand of God coming out of the clouds, coming out of the heavens, giving you a pentacle. All right? That is on the way. The thing that you have to do is be fearless and bold. I feel like for some of you, you've been playing it safe. There's this sense that you have to move. You have to take direction. Because the energy that I'm getting here is that there is a change you have to make with the Fool card. There's a change that you need to make. You need to put more time and energy into stepping onto a new path. But this path has to be in alignment with your soul's purpose. So I feel as if there's almost this energy that you're going to have, like, it's almost as if there's two pentacles coming in, okay? Two options. You have the Page of Pentacles, and then you have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a gift from the universe, okay? The Page of Pentacles, it could be you're thinking of leaving your job, right? And then your boss says, oh, but wait a minute, I'll give you more money, okay? There's almost this sense of, oh, okay, it's time. I feel like it's time for you to truly be stepping onto your spiritual path. That side business needs to be elevated. You're being called at this time, Virgo, to put more time and energy into that. It may mean that you have to become independent, more independent, because look, both of these cards are about independence. Breaking free from something, perhaps your primary job is holding you back from being able to put more time and energy into your job, okay? I mean, into your side business, because you have the King of Wands here. The King of Wands is a spiritual leader. Somebody that is a trailblazer, is holding light and love for others, is creating a new path, okay? Creating a new path for yourself. There's this sense that that is what's holding you back. You're playing it safe. It's almost as if you're and Virgo, it's really difficult, right? Because I feel like well, I have to watch out. I have to make sure that my family is taken care of, that I have enough money, right? And yes, that's true. But it's almost as if you're being enticed in a direction that is not on your spiritual path. It's a little bit about going ahead and taking this direction towards your spiritual path, and the universe will back you. So let's go to a scenario, okay? You've kind of decided you want to start your own business. You're going to go on this new path. You may say to your boss, okay, I'm giving you my 2 weeks notice or whatever. And then your boss may say, okay, I'm going to give you a raise. And you're kind of like, oh, well, that would be nice, right? That would be nice. Okay. Especially because your spiritual business, okay, that maybe you started like 6 months or a year ago, is not really making enough money at this time. Well, what you don't realize is that when you shift your energy from playing it safe and having a primary job, right, that's taking a lot of time in your energy, it's kind of like this is the primary job. See how she's looking this way? The Knight of Wands is going in the opposite direction. It's kind of like, no, I'm going towards my future. The time, for some reason, is good because the universe is going to back you. But here's the thing. You have to be fearless and bold. You have to step into that energy of understanding that it's time to blaze that trail, to make this trail for yourself. I feel like some of you are almost kind of like, wow, it's really this energy of just trying to stay really safe. And I totally get that, Virgo, right? I mean, I totally can relate to, the energy of, well, I have to make sure I'm financially set. And you do, right? I mean, you do. So that is part of living in our life. We have, rent and electricity and food and gas, and you may have children to take care of, right? You have responsibilities, and yet at the same time, you are being called to go in this new direction. It's almost, how much do you want this, Virgo? It's really that type of energy. How much do you want to go in this other direction? It's almost like a crossroads, because I feel like there is this opportunity coming up, right? The universe could perhaps, okay, an investor comes in and says, oh my goodness, yeah, I'll help you out with this new business, And I feel like this is it's a difficult decision, because you're kind of toying. You want there's part of you, your ego is trying to keep you safe. Your heart and your soul are saying it's time to get onto this path. So let's see what your advice is. Yeah, you have the power to do this. The only thing that's holding you back is the Eight of Swords. Is that you're putting yourself, you're confining yourself into this safe place. So let's clarify this, because I feel almost as if, I mean, let's go back to this. It's time to step into, you are being called, it is your judgment call. What is your truth? Are you going to be a trailblazer? Are you going to be a spiritual leader? The world is waiting for you, Virgo, right? Your love and your light. I mean, looking back at your readings for the last year or so have all put you on this path to stepping into this energy of being a trailblazer, of going in this new direction, of leaving behind something traditional in order to go onto this new path. Now it's almost as if you're at that new path. That new path is opening up for you, and you're kind of like scared, right? And listening, I mean, reading your comments for the last week or so, it's kind of like I can resonate with that, because you're sitting here with the Eight of Swords, kind of like, you know, so many of you said, I don't know, I think it's not going to work out for me. You know, I think the universe has forgotten me. The universe has not forgotten you. The universe is saying to you, it is time to take action. It's almost as if you got into the hot air balloon, right? And the universe was carrying you along for a while, but now the universe is kind of like, okay, Virgo, you got to help us out here. We can only blow the breeze so long, right? And now it's kind of like you've got to decide, you know, or I don't know, maybe you have bellows with you or something, and you can start. You have to decide. You have to decide. I really feel like you have to decide. Are you doing this or not? You know? Have you ever had somebody say that to you? You know, it's kind of like, okay, we doing this? We doing this? It's kind of like the universe is saying that to you, right? The universe is coming in and saying, hey, are we doing this? Are we doing this, or are you going to stay and be safe? And the thing that you have to have is you have to be fearless and bold. You have to step into that energy. It's almost as if, you know, reading your comments, a lot of you were a little bit in that energy of, you know, I don't know, I'm losing faith. You know, I'm not sure I believe. You know, it's kind of like, no, the universe is like, no, you have to believe. You know why you have to believe, Virgo? You have to believe because you are the trailblazer. You are the trailblazer. So because you're the trailblazer, you are the one that's creating this new path, right? The trailblazer is the person that has to chop down all the vegetation and create the path, right? The others will follow. I feel like you're kind of like, well, it's almost this energy of, can I borrow a bulldozer? It's like that. It's like, yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. So I feel as if there is this energy. Look at it. This is you not believing. I think you're heartbroken. You're heartbroken because you're feeling like the universe isn't bringing you exactly what you want. Oh, Virgo. I'm sending you love and hugs. You're really feeling like the universe isn't behind you. And yet, the only reason you're in that energy is because you're doubting yourself. You're doubting yourself. Here at the final, the fork is here. The fork is here. You have to have the strength and the courage. You have to say to yourself, am I doing this? Yeah, I'm doing this. You know, you have to love yourself enough to know that you can get through anything with the Eight of Swords. You know, you have the ability to take off the blindfold. You know, look at all those swords. They're in the ground. They are in the ground. Those swords cannot hurt you. Your own fears are preventing you from moving forward. You know, the angel here, Eight of Swords again, right? The top is open. The angel could stand up and remove himself from the cage, remove himself from this safe spot. And you know why? I feel like some of you are also kind of like putting yourself in that safe spot. You've lost so much in the past. It's kind of like, am I really going to risk it? Am I really going to risk where I have gotten? I've gotten my life kind of in balance, right? Am I going to really risk this balance? But this is the question that they're asking you. Okay, but are you happy? You're safe, but are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you waking up every morning joyful, ready to get the day started? Or are you sitting there and knowing, okay, that there is this life out there that has so much more excitement and fireworks to it? So it's almost as if the universe is saying, we've taken you as far as we can. You know, we helped you into the hot air balloon. We got the hot air balloon up in the air. We can only take you so far. You have to take some action to say to the universe, okay, you're right. I'm ready to blaze this trail, because you are here for a special purpose. The universe will back you. The universe will back you, but they can't back you until you start on the trail. Yeah, High Priestess. I mean, you know that this is, look at this. 8 of Cups. This is your path. I think some of you are just, you're just kind of like questioning it. And you're feeling, is the universe left me? No, the universe hasn't left you at all. The universe hasn't left you. There's good news coming in, and I want you to know, look at that. The Page of Wands is good news. Good news coming in about 10 of Pentacles. You have money, you have, and that has been in your readings for some time. So it's kind of like, it's not nothing, it's not new. The difference is that in order to go to this, you have to take some action. You have to move towards it. You're really being called to blaze a trail. I'm going to pull some of these. Look, why is on the bottom. What's your why? Why did you start that side business? Why did you get to the point where you are now? What is your why? Get inspired, you know, because you're really being called. I feel like there's so many people right now that need your special gifts, your talents, your love, your light. It's about getting inspired. And I feel like, unfortunately, you're at a point where you may have to inspire yourself. And to do that, go back to your why. Why was that dream of yours so important? Why did you get to this point already? And then looking at that. Yeah, your higher power. Look at this. Law of attraction, loyal heart, truth be told. My goodness. This path is bringing in everything that you are looking for. Love, success, being authentic, because you used to be not authentic a long time ago. You've healed that. Now you've stepped into your truth, right? You are authentic. You're blessed. You feel blessed that you have been able to go on this journey and get this far. High Priestess, higher power, knowing that you have been called. You have not gone through everything that you've gone through to just kind of like sit here and play it safe. All of the pain that you have experienced has helped you to step into your spiritual purpose. It's time. It's time to take this action. It's time to realize, okay, I'm ready to go for it. Perhaps you need to spend some time just taking a nap, right? Because you did so much work. And then you took a nap, but it's kind of like, I don't know about you, but sometimes when I sit down too long in a comfy chair, it's kind of like, yeah, I really don't want to get up. And I feel like maybe that's what's happened, right? You kind of like got to this place where your life was balanced. It was no longer all of the pain and trauma that you had to overcome. So you got to this nice place, and yet at the same time, you've been sitting in that chair just a little bit too long, perhaps. So it's about, okay, I needed that rest, but now I'm ready to take action again. Okay, so let's pull a soul truth card for you. And Virgo, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. All right, let's see what we have here. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Right. The expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. And sometimes we get like that, Virgo. Be compassionate with yourself if you're resonating with this, right? Because it's kind of like, I feel like for some of you, you kind of got, the universe was helping you out for so long. The universe has not forgotten you, not at all. But they know how strong you are, right? They know that you have the power to do this, to be the trailblazer, right? And so it's about stepping into your power and going out there and doing it. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. Go get them. And all right, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. I really do appreciate all of your support through liking, commenting, and subscribing. I wish you so much love and light in this situation, all your situations, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.